So here we are. This is my Black Devil 172 electric start, and it has the bad stator ignition in it. And so what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to show you the readings that I get that you know that your coil is bad. And so anyhow, I already clipped this one right here. So you got 3 wires coming out of there, and then we're going to go ahead and stick this one here. Pop back out. And then we're going to go ahead and I'm not getting anything out of that. So that means that inside that windings, it's broken. There's a broken wire it's separated. So that's why it's no different than these are just putting this on this and putting that there, because there's nothing connected. So, but you would connect to that anyways. So we're gonna switch them just for fun. And still there's no reading. So yeah, so that's why we're changing that. So that's what to look for. And like I said, the coil here, I mean the stator, the CDI, that's good. So we already just showed you how to check that. And so I'm going to show you what happens when the stator is bad like mine. I'll show you the kind of voltage that it's putting out. And so with that, it'll take a minute. Be right back. Okay, so here we got the motor plugged in, and then I switched the meter from the ohms, from the 2000 ohms to the high voltage AC, and so it's on that setting there. And then you're gonna see you'll see what kind of output it's giving it. So 5.5, and just at the very end, it jumps up to 22 volts. Okay, and one last time. So it's only putting out like 5.5 volts. So, and that 5.5 volts goes from here. It goes from your wires here, and it goes into your coil, and then it boosts it up to whatever, how many thousands of volts it goes there to get that fat blue spark. Okay, so now the next thing I'm gonna do is tear this apart, and then we're gonna replace the coil, and then we'll run it again and see what kind of voltage is coming out. But I should be getting about 40 volts out of it. Okay, so what I did is that rather than set it on 200 ohms, I put on 2000 ohms, and that gives me the reading that I'm looking for. So if you take your coil, well, you take your stator and you put it in. So I got about 388 ohms there, and it doesn't matter which way these get turned around, you're going to get the same result as anyways. Okay, now inside the coil, right? If there was a wire, because these are all spun with little fine wires, if there was a wire busted, what would happen is that it would show it open. So it'd just be like it'd be like plugging in like this, and then it'd be like plugging in right here. If there was a busted wire in your stator, it would just be like plugging in like this. Means that it's not even connected any longer. So that's how that is. And this is just ground here. This here just grounds to the inside of the body on this, so it's just a ground. Okay, so, and this is your out. These are the outputs here. So okay. So for one last time. So we just stick that in there. Stick that like that in the outputs, and like 398 Yeah, 398. So we got some resistance in there. Means it's hooked up. Okay, now onto the CDI. Now, once again, if this was burned up, if this was burned up, you wouldn't get any readings. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put that one there. Put that one there. And oh, no ohms there. Now we're getting a reading there. Just read them. So getting like 24 ohms there. 24.4 ohms there. Now on the 2000 it didn't get nothing because it's pretty high. Now if I go ahead and put this into this here, it should be a higher reading because it's multiplying. That's what it's supposed to do, is multiply. So let's see. So yeah, so right there, look that you got, it went from 24 all the way to about 85. So that's telling you that this is all still good. It's all connected. And then we're going to go ahead and do a diode check. Click onto the diode setting, and power only supposed to flow one way through this. Okay, so there's that reading. There's that reading. Now if we switch the connections, we should get 0. Nothing should be flowing. Nothing's flowing. Now let's suppose that this was burned up, right, and melted inside, and they're touching. Well, basically, it'd be the same. It'd be the same as coming over here and touching that one. So you shouldn't be getting any readings in that direction. So this one, yeah. So we'll do that one more time. There's a reading in ohms, and then, well, not ohms, but just that resistance there. And then there's that. So it shows that that's still, how do you say, open, is open, or yeah, I might want to say that. So we'll go ahead and do this like this. Got no reading there. We'll go ahead and reverse that. And we're getting a reading that way. Oh yeah, okay, well anyways, yeah, we're getting a reading 60, and that should multiply it. Multiply it, because the voltage coming out here goes higher. That's what its job to do, is to multiply it. Yeah, okay. But basically, long story short, if these were burned up, you'd be getting either like 0 reading, because it'd be like it'd be open, or just it'd be closed like this, and that's what you get, which means it's touching. So, which means it's shorted. All right, I'm gonna be completely honest with this review, and upon taking my cover off of my magneto down there, you can see a bolt, and somehow that bolt, either I didn't catch it or it fell through. There was a safety screening, but it fell through there. So I'm going to think that, let me get rid of this. What I'm going to think is that this here, that bolt there, vibrated, was dancing around inside there, and then it ate into the bottom coil. Thus probably chewing through the windings and break. Hello, and thanks for watching again. And so here I got my old coil on my paramotor, and as you saw, I showed you that inside the compartment where that housed the stator here, I had a bolt in there. It fell in there somehow, and I didn't catch it. So what it eventually did is it wore a hole into one of the stator modules, and then not only that, but then you see here in the insulation, it cut through the insulation, the vibration. So that's probably what most likely toasted my ignition coil here. So anyhow, but I have the ignition coil here, and then I got my ohm meter set here on 2,000 ohms, and we're going to go ahead and just test it, because I know it's not going to work because we already tested it. And yeah, I'm not getting any readings, and that's on that blue and green wire. So there we go. And this one here then goes to the what do you call that? The voltage regulator. That goes to the voltage regulator. Okay, so there we go. Now we're going to move this one, and then we're going to put this on the side. We take our new coil, and looks really nice, updated too. Looks a little bit heavier too. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and stick our meter on these and see what kind of, see right there? So like 259 ohms, 260 ohms. And it doesn't matter which way these goes. You can reverse these, and it still comes out the same. So that means is that this here is all connected. It's basically what you're seeing in the old coil is just like sticking one end in here and then just holding this open, and that means that it's not connected. And so if we connect, see, we connect our meter, it goes down to 252 ohms. So it's showing that it is connected. And get my body out of there. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and check the CDI ignition, and so I had the coil set on 2,000 ohms, and so this is a much lower ohms, so we're going to go down and put it on the 200 range. Here it's on 200, and then this is going to tell you whether your CDI is good too. So that's going to be ground, and the bottom is going to be hot. So it's like 26 ohms. So right now, what we're showing as it's connected down here, it's like this, like the switch is closed, so it's connected. Now, if we reverse it, we shouldn't get anything. That means that it's open on this way because it only flows one way. And there we are. So we got that. And then, if we want to go ahead and since this is going to be going to ground. We're going to stick that there, and then okay, so that there shows that it's open. Now when we put our meter down here on this one, it's actually going to double it because this is high output. It's going to double the output to the spark plug, and so that's why we're up in the 80 range, and what we're like 24 or whatever that was a minute ago. So that's telling you that this is a good working coil. So if you're not getting none of these numbers, if you're just getting you hook up and you're not getting anything, that's telling you that that's burned up. Also too, we can put on the diode setting, because this is actually what this is, and we're going to go ahead and test this again, and you should only get a reading going to one way. Okay, so that there is open. We're gonna go ahead and reverse the polarities, and there we go. And like I said, had we reversed this, and you got a reading both ways, and that meant that this is burned up. New one is now installed. I'm going to put on the cover plate, and we'll go from there. Okay, so now that the new coil has been installed, we're going to go ahead and turn the motor over and see what kind of voltage we got. So with that, let's go ahead and I set the meter on high AC voltage. Oh yeah, look at that. That's 50 volts right there. So can you only imagine when it's running? So yeah, so now I'm going to have power. And just for the fun of it, I'm going to plug it into the coil, and then we'll check the spark plug. But I'm sure we're good right now. So I hooked up the spark plug, put the spark plug cap on. Going to need to put a zip tie on that, and then let's try it out for spark. We want that blue spark. And there we have blue spark. Another thing too is that I had my motor running not too good one time, because this here had actually backed out a little bit. This here actually backed out from the probe inside there, so it's always good to make sure that, see how that is, that's sitting in there, and I have to, like I said, put a zip tie on that. But there we go. That's how you check your electrical system and if everything's working or not. Thanks for watching. Okay, let's hear some two-stroke music. There we go. Right on. Thanks for watching.